house at his Bell Harbor. A ball in his mouth for my brothers. Told your bag, told the cutter. I got it out the field, fuck Russell. Going ask Lori about the paddock, and going ask Jordan, ask dead. For leak water, trying to drown a bitch. It's a habit, tricking on a bitch. Shit, I'm thinking I'm crippin' a pimp. Shit, I'm cooking up dope like a dump. Shit, like her first gon' sit nigga. Shit, I'm floating, I'm out in the blimp. Shit, it look like I'm swimming in glass. Shit, I turn on my bitch cause she bad. Shit, I'm making my ex nigga mad. Shit, they go for that number man. Real nigga learn up, wearing a bag. Piping a bitch and they nail like I can. Turn up the shooters with switches, go bad. Stay for some scammers, but dogs for pain. Trapping the rap and my dog, he fall.
What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do. I go by the name of BREE, representing South Bay Hustle TV, where the hustle has to be in you, not on you. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And happy Sunday to you folks, man.
House at his Bell Harbor. A ball in his mouth for my brothers. Told your bag, told the cutter. I got it out the field, fuck Russell. Going ask Lori about the paddock, and going ask Jordan, ask dead. For leak water, trying to drown a bitch. It's a habit, tricking on a bitch. Shit.
It wouldn't be nothing without me starting this bitch with a jam, man. You know I gotta start it with a jam, man. Real. Definitely a jam.
EDF on the boards. It's 3 in the morning. For real. For real. For real. Hey, I just heard about, came about the mud. I ain't never had shit but a pine and a plug. That end up hit when you mix it with the mud. The baby sang some jab butter, 2-prong swirl. Took the fifth to the glass cutter. My Muslim partner be like, that's a bad brother. Rental car came with the strike. I'm a sad stuff. Can't cover, I'm a player. It's my pedigree. I became the mayor same day I dropped recipe. Quiet money, that's the opposite of felony. I was third at the elevator. Really, I deserve some more pay. Like an educator. My homie gone, he caught a body. He a yellow taper. The mama chose to sell a body. I ain't delegator. Who you know, grind day after day. Ain't nobody gave me shit. I make play after play after play. What you do when you the one that your people call? Can't fall off, cause if you do, then your people reeing up. Dreaming about a rap show. Ball fade, but it's looking like an afro. Money made, got it trapping at the afro. I'm next up like I'm Peyton Manning nephew. Really, I'm the one, I can't do what the rest do. I ain't never log in, but my check blue. I want the frog out beans, that's the S-Scoop. It's funny, she ain't wanna ride in the Mercury. Now I'm in the neck, I'm in my act, them hoes hurting me. Yeah, green, but I saw bro the purple me. Do it for the team, ain't no time to. I thank God 12 missed me on that pill bus. Nigga riding with the hammer just to feel real tough. I'm in Birmingham, Alabama on that real stuff. Niggas feel us only cause they know the real. Oh, baby, pick up her heels and she know the drill. I had to use the screwdriver, I ain't know the drill. I took the long ride, but still I hit my quota still. Who you know, great. What you do when you the one that your people call? Can't fall off, cause if you do, then your people fall. Who you know stays down when the trap's slow? Just left from reeing up, dreaming about a rap down. Ball fade, but it's looking like an afro. Money made, God, I feel like I deserve.
That boy went off on that. That boy definitely went off on that old man. Hey, my favorite part on that song was where he said something like, I took the long route, but still made the quarter. So all you hustle, just because, you know, you see your homeboy or your hustling partner or something might be going past you or something, don't hate on him. Just wait. Sometimes it might be a longer route to get to the same route that he is. His shit might have just been a little bit faster, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to understand that that's real talk, man. Hey, that's real talk. So let's see what we got today. Let me see which way I want to go. I want to go. Okay, we're going to go to the non-affiliate card, man. That's what we're going to do. So, as crazy as it sounds, it's this page, and he gives out grade cards on gangbangers, gang members. If they really gang members, if they really from where they from, if they ever did some hoe ass shit. So he gives grades on these niggas and shit. You know what I'm saying? So they got a non-affiliate card, meaning the people that's not in gangs like me, but in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get into this. I guess we jump into this, and I'll be here for a little bit, shit. So we might jump into the case. Okay, so after this shit. Matter of fact, we're gonna get into that right now. That's what we're gonna do. We'll wait on this. We're gonna wait on this. And we're gonna get into the case. Okay, so shit, man. That's what's going on.
Shut up! I'm affiliated. I'm affiliated.
All right. Then we'll go to that afterwards. Man. I just be catching up on the weekend, so y'all gotta understand, you know.
I urge you, listen carefully.
Come on, man.
Nobody wins when the family feels.
It's on the story saying that kill and get the toes done.
And was that depicting Hakeem Robinson?
Say what?
Did that, you said it was on the story, was that on Instagram story?
Yeah, Instagram story.
And was that something that was posted by Hakeem Robinson?
Yes, sir.
When you saw that, were you upset?
Yes, sir.
Did you try and reach out and speak to Hakeem Robinson?
Yes, sir.
And when you spoke to him, what did you tell him?
I told him you need to take down.
Did he deny being involved when you told him to take that down?
No.
Now, as part of the discovery in this case, you've had an opportunity with your attorney to watch what I'll refer to as a dash cam video, a video that actually recorded the murder of Charles McCormick. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you've watched that?
Yes, sir.
Did you recognize the shooter?
Yes, sir.
Who was the shooter in that video?
Hakeem Robinson.
Your son, Hakeem Robinson.
Yes, sir.
Two birds and one stone. I done got you to kill your son and let you out for his son's niggas to kill you. Now we're gonna try them for murder. Three strikes, y'all.
Bro. Where is Trill Spill at, man? Yesterday, Trill Spill, I knew I had ran the video of the daddy telling on that man, bro. Because why wouldn't he? Bro, the daddy just coming to render aid. He ain't had nothing to do with no crime, bro. I knew I do so many videos, bro. I don't even know, bro. You know, I'm over 1,000 videos that I done ran. So I'm like, I done forgot, did the daddy tell But what? And I don't rewatch my videos, so I don't remember, you know. But that daddy told, man.
That's what the games they play against us.
Fam, it seems like I've been standing in court. There's a couple updates I want to bring to you guys' attention. Now, a lot of people has been asking me the update on T Grizzly case. And I don't know where these rumors or updates coming from because the trials keep being delayed until today. We have Family TV someone inside the courtroom taking notes, but there's nothing to provide if the court has been delayed. Besides that, I was looking at a highly anticipated case out of Jacksonville, Florida that was set to take trial. And the reason being, fam, imagine being on trial facing a possible life sentence, cameras, everything, the courtroom packed and sitting just a few feet away from you. Not your ops, not the feds, but your own father. Not to support you, not even there to lie for you, but there to help bury you. That's the reality of Hakeem Robinson Jr., aka Queso. And because of that, I figured we stay on top of this case as well, day by day. This week, he's finally on trial for the 2020 murder of his rap rival, Bibby. And the state star witness is his dad. But this is not just no average father. Abdul Robinson Sr. is a well-known name in Jacksonville, a street-certified killer with a violent past and a reputation that earned him respect and fear. Now, that same man who once rode for his sons is working with the same system he used to run from. The prosecution say Abdul Sr. was the getaway driver the night that 16-year-old Bibby had lost his life in the Hilltop Apartments. But instead of going down with the ship, he cut a deal. He's cooperating, turning state witness against both of his sons, Queso and his brother. Also on his trial alongside Queso is Leroy Whitaker, one of the men prosecutors say helped carry out the murder. Both facing life if convicted. Opening statement started with fireworks. The state painted a picture of calculated revenge, gang ties, and rap lyrics used as real-life confessionals. But today you hear from the defense, both of their attorneys. They already attacking the credibility of Queso's father, calling him a liar, a killer, and a man trying to save himself. This trial is more than a murder case. It's a family that blew up the wrong way, a rap war gone nuclear, and a test of loyalty under fire. But before we go over this, I want you guys to remember, I won't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to jump right to it. Now, fam, so we all on point before we get started. To give you a rundown on allegedly why this beef started, according to the police, in 60 seconds, there's been some beef with KTA and ATK, which is the side of Young and Ace. They've been having back and forths alongside their entourage. One of them was Queso. Queso released several disrespectful videos, according to the police, marking the dead of KTA affiliates, including Bibby, the man he's on trial for today.
And we seen his hour dirt beat. What's up, pro? That's 18. Stupid ass nigga. You better get caught slipping on that block, boy. Yeah, we waiting on you to slip. On 24! Can't like they was vexed. Slide through the 6, hit him all up in his neck. He say smoking Willie, I bet them words got him stressed. He better not go to work, he better wear a fucking vest. But that won't save his ass, cause I'm aiming for his head. The 5 senses left the last pussy nigga dead. If Ace say wanna go, we hunt him till he dead. And she a op, her nut on her face on the top of her head. A hoe can't set me up, I'ma beat that shit dead. It's up to play pick, since that nigga dead. Boy, you about not.
The murder of Bibby was seen as retaliation or continuation of back and forth shootings between the two groups. Law enforcement believe rap beefs were coded warfare for actual gang hits. As mentioned, Bibby lost his life back in February of 2020, where he lived at broad daylight at the Hilltop Apartments. Queso was later arrested. 5 years later, July 2025, he stands for trial. Now, you hear from his attorney, opening statement. She believes Queso is not the shooter.
And described the shooter to look at because she saw him come out of the woods. Slim build, 5'8" to 5'9", between 160 to 170 pounds. That is not even close to Hakeem Robinson. Multiple independent civilian witnesses, multiple police officers, all describing someone that could not possibly be Hakeem Robinson.
They go fuck around, beat this case.
And all their testimony, all of them, the ones whose testimony isn't bought with a promise of freedom, they're all consistent. It's clearly not him. The only eyewitnesses that will say that the shooter is Hakeem are the ones who have cut deals with the government. And they're not going to just present these eyewitnesses to you. As Mr. Cooper said, they're going to present all this other stuff. But take a close look at the details of what they present to you. Because not one piece of that evidence is going to be direct evidence that Hakeem Robinson is the shooter. Let's start with the cell phone evidence, because it's going to be a lot. All the records that they're going to produce to you, all the cell phone records that definitively show 100% Dominique Barner using his phone, Leroy Whitaker using his phone, Abdul Robinson Jr. using his phone, Abdul Robinson Sr. using his phone. All of them are communicating with each other. You know whose phone isn't being used? Or they don't have a record of being used at all? Hakeem Robinson.
Listen, man, I'm telling you, bro. That nigga, the other nigga is the nigga who called the daddy, man. The young, I just can't understand how there are no phone calls to your father, bro. And this is your father. You the one in need of aid, nigga. Nigga, like, how did, or is he smart, nigga? He knew not to use that phone, fool. Or he just told the little nigga, man, call my dad, tell him to get us, fool. That's the only thing I could see, bro. And he could, for him, that's why I don't like to talk on the phone, fool. If he beat this case, it's gonna be all because of the dang phone. And see, they normally slam dunk niggas anyway. But see, with this shit being on TV, they gotta follow the rules and guidelines because people watching. So that nigga might mess around and beat this case or a mistrial or something. Watch. You have to get retried.
Mr. Cooper just got up here and told you that he's going to try to put a phone in the possession of Hakeem Robinson, a phone number that begins with 478. You know whose phone that's registered to? Abdul Robinson Sr., aka Blue's former dead best friend. That phone is registered to his father, not to him.
That's crazy.
And you're going to see that that phone the day before was pinging in the same pace that his father was. They're going to try to make you think and connect that phone to Hakeem Robinson, and they will be. And
I'm gonna explain to y'all. You want to know why this is an excellent lawyer to me? The reason why I would pay this lady, again, if I ever got in trouble. Bro, she is riding down on your daddy for you, for your freedom. That's the real lawyer, fool. She ride down on your daddy for your freedom, fool. It's crazy work, man. It's crazy work. This is crazy work, y'all.
Unable to do so. Next up, fingerprints and DNA. They're going to try to present you with DNA and fingerprint evidence trying to put Hakeem in that car on that day. But members of the jury, their own expert will tell you, their experts are going to tell you, we have no idea when that DNA was left there or how. We have no idea how that fingerprint, when or where it got there. All that proves to you, members of the jury, is Hakeem Robinson knows Leroy Whitaker. They're cousins. They hang out together. That's a fact that we're not disputing. And what did Mr. Cooper fail to tell you? That DNA was found on a t-shirt that was in the car. It's not just Hakeem Robinson's DNA. The expert is going to tell you that it's mixed up with 3 other people that I don't know who it is that's on that shirt. Then they're going to tell you that, well, I'm going to tell you that the evidence will show that a man's DNA was found in that car. That's going to say, I don't know how my DNA got in there, but it's there. As someone that is completely disassociated with this case. All that's going to prove, members of the jury, is that Hakeem Robinson, Leroy Whitaker, Torgon Williams, they're all friends and that they know each other. He told you that car was had been reported stolen for 2 months. They had been all in and out of that car. That DNA and that fingerprint does not place him in the car on the day of the murder. You're going to hear about all of.
So what they try to say is that because his DNA was in the car, but see, this is what's going to help him win on that part. I could see if you just now stole the car, like if you stole the car 3 days ago or something, you know what I'm saying? This car was stolen for 2 months. They've been jumping in and out of this car. They've been doing hot shit out this car. So that you're not going to win with that one. You get what I'm saying? And that's true. That's true. If he didn't ever say he wasn't hopping in and out the car. He said he was not in the car on that day, which was the smartest thing to say. Don't lie. Tell the truth.
the DNA that they have been unable to identify or match with someone else. But members of the jury, what I do want you to know is, even though Hakeem hung out with all these guys and he grew up with them and stuff, Hakeem was different because he was making it. Charles McCormick, you know, they said he put out that song. He didn't put out a song. I mean, no one knew about that song. I mean, he tried to release it. He wasn't on the level of Hakeem Robinson, AKA, you're going to hear this name a lot throughout the course of the trial, Queso. And what you're going to hear, members of the jury, which is going to be very important. 4 days before the murder of Charles McCormick, Hakeem Robinson was signed to a record label that gave him a $40,000 advance. 4 days before. He was making it, he was leaving, he was doing his music. All of these people, though, they wanted to be around him. They wanted to share in his fame. But Hakeem cannot be put in this just because he hung around with the wrong people and was friends with them. He is not responsible for what they did in their free time. And even the government, well, I thought the government would agree that you cannot convict someone by association. And that is true, members of the jury. Guilty by association has no place in this courtroom.
Wow.
Mr. Cooper also mentioned something about a social media post. But members of the jury, when you view these pieces of evidence, please take them into context. He said it happened right after he made this post, 7 days after he made this post, okay? And it's all assumption and speculation with the phrase that he used. He is trying to say that that is somehow a confession. That post didn't say, hey, I killed Charles McCormick. He's going to ask you to imply that when he mentioned that had something to do with the murder that happened before that he had nothing to do with. But members of the jury, what we are going to ask, and this is what I'm just going to ask, we are at the beginning of this case. You haven't heard any of the evidence or seen any of the evidence yet. All I ask of you, each of you, is to please just pay close attention and really listen. Because when you strip away all the evidence that isn't either bought with money or the promise of freedom, the truth is going to be staring you right in your face. Focus on the credible, reliable, unbiased testimony from the witnesses, coupled with what you can see right in front of them. More importantly, your common sense. Because that is what you will need to see the truth in this case, because it is not him, members of the jury. Mr. Cooper talked about the fact that this case is going to be a puzzle and that you'll be able to see a picture at the end. But I'm going to tell you this, members of the jury. If one piece of that puzzle doesn't fit, it is not guilty. Do not shave the pieces of those puzzles to try to force it to fit. Because when you look, you are going to see the description does not match Hakeem Robinson, not even close. Now, members of the jury, there is a reason why the framers of the Constitution, this country's Constitution, ensured that the government would not have too much control over the freedom of the citizens they are meant to protect. And that was by giving the final word, not to the court, not to the state, but to you. People are innately flawed in that they sometimes can't see the truth when it's staring them right in front of their face, or they can't admit it when they've made a mistake. You are 12 members of this community, 15 members of this community, who have promised to look at this case through fresh eyes. That is all we beg of you, to objectively look at the evidence that is presented to you in this case. Because when you listen to all the credible, reliable evidence in this case, it's only going to prove to you one thing. Hakeem Robinson is innocent. Find him not guilty. Thank you.
Holy boy.
Now, fam, we hear from Leroy Whitaker's attorney. Will she point out not only Queso's dad, but also about a 26-year-old man, Dominique Barner of Melvin Road, who was also charged with second-degree murder and aggravated fleeing an officer for the homicide of Charles McCormick, a 23-year-old singer who went by the name of Lil Buck, who passed away January 15, 2020 in the 7000 block on Merrill Road in a shopping center. He was already arrested for burglary and home invasion robbery, but apparently he cooperated with this case and the murder of Bibby to get a plea for the murder I just disclosed. Hear from her.
Mr. Whitaker. On January 15th of 2020, Charles McCormick was shot in a strip mall by a lone gunman. There will be no question about that. You will watch the videotape. There will also be no question whatsoever. Leroy Whitaker did not pull that trigger. Leroy Whitaker had nothing to do with the death of Charles McCormick. That's what the evidence will show. You're gonna watch a video of Charles McCormick being chased down and shot. The shooter, the lone gunman in that video is not Leroy Whitaker. So how are we here? Why are we here? In this room, everything changes. See, before we come into this room, the state of Florida has the absolute power, the choice, the prerogative to charge or not charge whoever they want. But once we come in here to our Hall of Justice, they must prove their allegations. They must prove their allegations with actual credible evidence. And I urge you to write right now in the notebooks that were provided to you a little topic I suggest to you. Evidence of Leroy Whitaker's participation in this murder. And ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be one thing and only one thing at the very end of all the testimony, everything that you're going to be presented. It's going to be one name only, Dominique Barner. That's it. That is it. The state star witness of which their house of cards in their allegations against Mr. Whitaker will collapse. Dominique Barner, an admitted two-time killer, paid for, self-proclaimed, paid for assassin. Dominique Barner will waltz into this courtroom and he will try to fill the blatant holes in the state's case. Their star witness will explain to you, well, you know, on January 15th, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office hauls me in. See, I don't just have tattoos on my arms. I have 1993 strapped right on my arm. Pretty distinctive. And Barbara Buckley did describe that in detail. And so the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office was able to put together a photo spread within hours of Barbara Buckley's home being invaded by Dominique Barner. And lo and behold, she was, in no uncertain terms, you're going to meet her. She's going to tell you all. Dominique Barner sure scared me. Dominique Barner came into my home. Dominique Barner choked me out. Dominique Barner got me to the point where I just kind of finally faked passing out and sat on my couch and then ultimately smoked a cigarette. Dominique Barner was caught. And to hear the state of Florida talk about Dominique Barner, one might think, one might assume, Dominique Barner must have walked in on January 15th and said, oh, I need to tell all my sins. Oh, I need to confess.
Damn.
That's not what the evidence is going to show. What you're going to learn is that Dominique Barner came in on January 15th and he told just enough about himself to get him off his case. So let him go. He's still in jail, but he's not charged with murder yet. But then you're going to hear, as the murders pile up, see, there's this pesky second murder that you'll hear Dominique Barner was in part of, has admitted to premeditating, has admitted to pleading to that charge
of a whole separate case where a truly innocent bystander gets killed. Because unfortunately, Dominic Barner misses who he was really gunning for. Interestingly enough, you will ultimately hear Abdul Robinson Sr. also part of that murder, also pled to that separate murder. But as those charges started piling up, Dominic Barner realized, I need to do what I do. I'll cooperate. See, by the time that Leroy Whitaker and Dominic Barner started spending any time together, Dominic Barner had already gotten his first cooperation against somebody completely different out of the way. Because that's what he does. Abdul Robinson Sr., same thing. Abdul Robinson Sr. has been cooperating since before Leroy Whitaker was born.
From the jump.
That's what the evidence will show.
From the jump. He's
Dominic Barner will be the one and only piece of evidence the state will even attempt to convince you that Leroy Whitaker had any part in the death of Charles McCormick. The evidence will not be there. You're going to hear from Barbara Buckley, and I'll tell you up front, I think you'll like her. She's feisty. No one pulls anything over her eyes. And she's going to walk in and she's going to honestly talk to you about that morning. How it was just a normal morning. How she sees two people in her house and she says in very colorful language, "Get the hell out of my house!" Dominic Barner didn't accept that and then was violent with her. And because of that, she was able in no uncertain terms, with confidence, with 1993 emblazoned on his arm, she picks him out. Dominic Barner did that. The second person, the other person in her home, she can't identify. What will the state try to rely on? Dominic Barner. Dominic Barner and Abdul Robinson Sr. have learned the system. They've learned what to say and how to say it. I urge you, listen carefully as they describe their cooperation agreements. For the two murders that Dominic Barner will tell you in no uncertain terms that he thought about, that he wanted to happen, he put into action, and did commit the murder. For two human beings being gone, what does he look forward to? Well, he has every hope and expectation of walking amongst us again in 20 short years. No mandatory life imprisonment for Dominic Barner. Dominic Barner, by singing the company line, can look forward to 20 years. That's the state evidence. You're going to hear from DNA experts. And I urge you right now, as I remember from jury selection, some of you had done 23andMe, Ancestry.com. I urge you to listen carefully. You're going to hear words like, well, this unknown profile, well, it's consistent with perhaps Mr. Whitaker, and provide computations to try to explain that to you. It is not, I submit to you, and you'll ultimately evaluate for yourselves, like what was revealed for each of you when you did 23andMe and Ancestry.com.
Objection, Judge.
In the ground. I'll sustain that objection.
You're going to hear and see from FBI agent Mr. Corley. And he's going to actually map out for you different phone numbers, and he'll tell you up front, these are approximations of where these phones might have been communicating with towers. And it'll be a lot of convoluted radio waves, all that kind of thing. But he'll try to tell you where he believes these phones were in general terms in Jacksonville. What he won't be able to tell you is who was using those phones or when. And you'll have to listen carefully, and I urge you to do so, for all of the testimony in regards to whose phone is who, and how in the world do we know that person is using it. One thing you'll learn from Agent Corley as well as Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is that oftentimes they'll get phone records for a month or maybe even 2 months and go through the phones to determine who are these people talking to. Just as a way, an investigative tool, if you will, to determine who's actually using these phones. Ultimately, no such evidence will be presented like that in this case, as will there be many things that you will wonder about, but will not be presented. Why? Because the evidence doesn't exist. At the close of all the evidence, after you carefully and critically analyze it, you will realize the state of Florida is on a quest for conviction. They will do so on a house of cards of Dominique Barner, the two-time murderer paid for assassin. And at the close of all the evidence, you will ask, you will suggest and demand that you render the only verdicts that will be appropriate based on the evidence you receive. And those are verdicts of not guilty for Leroy Whitaker. Thank you.
I know that was a lot, but that was pretty much day one, fam. I tried to bring you guys 8 hours in less than an hour. Now, consider yourself the jury. If you was going home after day one, what would you think? Let me know in the comments if you guys want to continue. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And today, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
This is what we talking about right here. Hold on, let me stop this real fast. Let me this is real fast. Let me stop this video. Okay,
Nobody.
all right. So this is what we talking about right here. Well, y'all know, I know pretty y'all know what's going on. This is what we talk about.
You can see police had this entire area blocked off. A young man was killed, and the suspect got away in a stolen car, but it crashed about half a mile away. The suspects were seen on surveillance video running through a backyard, eventually breaking into a woman's home. That's when police say the suspect held a woman hostage. You're looking at video now from moments after the victim was able to escape. She ran into Action News Jack's Elizabeth Pace for help. She told us the suspects wrestled her to the ground, used her bathroom, and changed into her husband's clothes. I spoke to that woman today. She says she is happy to see these two arrests made, but she's requested privacy for now to allow the justice system to do their jobs without outside influences. Today.
So that's what that is. So, man, he go fuck around and get out because his phone, bro, not talking on their phone. You can say what you want to say. They on phones. It's showing that they phones pinging, but I have no phone. I have no conversation with them. Period. Neither one of them. They can't say that. See, that's where shit gets shaky. You know, that's where shit gets shaky now. That's where shit gets shaky. Man, I'm gonna play a jam until we get to the next story, man. Yeah. Before we get into the next story, y'all. We ain't in no rush.
Haters and haters had no common denominators. It gets greater later. If you straight for perpetrators. I pull more stunts than Evil Knievel, cause I'm on that chase for the root of all evil, trying to thread the needle, making hits like the Beatles. This is just the first chapter of the legendary sequel. My people, we congregate, find ways to separate haters and fans. I continue to annihilate. They motivate me to feel my destiny to be one of the smartest, not the hardest artists in this industry. You feeling me? Intensity, only say my seed.
I'm out that H time and you already know. Niggas be talking stupid, but they don't really want no smoke. You want a couple pints, hit me on the trap phone. You can swing by the spot and scope, just don't come knocking at the door. I'm out that H time and you already know. Niggas be talking stupid, they don't really want no smoke. You want a couple pints, hit me on the trap phone. You can swing by the spot and scope, just don't come knocking at the door. Before I get up on this beat, shit, RP the Hawk, my trap jumping, niggas bumping, fuck around and leave you talk. Yeah, I'm on that north side, headed to that south side, about to fuck on this little bitch, she like to keep her mouth wide for real. The stiffest in it, yeah, they know about me. Shout out to Nino, I can't keep no damn hoe around me. I swear with you, toe to toe, just like the old Lali. But keep a stick, cause most niggas don't like to throw like me. You talking down, I'm on your ass, motherfucker. Drop a 4 up in a 20, that's a bad motherfucker. For real though, I fell in love with this rap shit. Made my first dub off this trap shit and got up out them steel toes. But these days I just be chillin' with my broad though. Swingers back to back, this bitch here looking like a car show. The Chief Philippe be shining, fuck a rollin', we just sell those. H-sign still coming down, we on them elbows. Stuffin' dick up in your bitch, I treat her like a backwood. I told her I might let her eat that dick up if she act good. But you know I'm lying, I'm gonna make her do that anyway. Blowing out our mind, doing 100 on the I'm out that H-time and you already know. Niggas be talking still, but they don't really want no smoke. You want a couple pints, hit me on the trap phone. You can swing by the spot and scope, just don't come knocking at the door. I'm out that H-time and you already know. Niggas be talking still, but they don't really want no smoke. You want a couple pints, hit me on the trap phone. You can swing by the spot and scope, just don't come knocking at the door.
25 reppin' the city, I never change. It's the Slab King, killing these niggas, that's on gang. Yes, I'm whipping in a cold machine for 13. Big hawk on the front of the screen, this bitch clean. The done, these niggas is talking, but on the run, south side. It's really no secret, that's where he from. Dipping in a frosted lack, rag back. Ain't no phones when we serving the pack, and that's a fact. I'm chilling on these bitches, and you already know that I'm all up on my riches. Ain't no time for a hoe. Houston is my city, you can hear it in my flow. It's the Boulevard Pro, about to slam another dope.
Trap jumping, these niggas be bumping, I get them over with. Bitch mad cause I don't love her, can't do no sucker shit. Niggas always capping and stunning with all that fake ice. You gon' learn your lesson, my youngsters, they ain't gon' think twice. Try to play on me, I send that bitch before you blink twice. Heard my nigga trying to take me down, you better think twice. RIP to HAWK, these niggas love to see you down, but smiling in your face. I'm out that H-time and you already know. Niggas be talking still, but they don't really want no smoke. You want a couple pints, hit me on the trap phone. You can swing by the spot and scope, just don't come knocking at the door. I'm out that H-time and you already know.
Don't come knocking at the motherfucking door, man. For real. All right, we're gonna get into this non-affiliate little documentary or whatever it's called, you know, because it's crazy. You even got my boy Rappy the Plug on there. You know, I fuck with Rappy, man. And
niggas be talking still, but they don't really want no smoke. You want a couple pints, hit me on the trap phone. You can swing.
It's the best hood channel on YouTube, Rap News, Street Politics, and we back.
Shout out to Rap News, Street Politics, man.
What y'all asked for, with the non-affiliate report card. Now, non-affiliate personas have really taken off on YouTube, and we gotta break down who's playing their role properly as a non-affiliate while portraying themselves to the masses. But the key thing is, being a non-affiliate on the streets does have differences opposed to being a non-affiliate while locked up, especially in California. We know a lot of people have bought jailhouse and prison politics to the internet. And when comparing those politics to non-affiliates on the streets, sometimes there may be extras on it when perceived by individuals that haven't been locked up. But of course, there are universal rules non-affiliates do have to follow, whether you locked up or on the streets. But of course, being outside, you have a lot more free range with how you choose to move as a non-affiliate. And as we hear time and time and again, even members can be treated like non-affiliates with being marked out and taken advantage of, because it really all comes down to how you conduct yourself as an individual. So for all them young dudes out there that's not aligning themselves with gangbanging, don't let some of these people out here fool you and trick you out of your spot and have you thinking about joining a lifestyle that you're not even cut out for, just because they've put a stigma on quote unquote non-affiliate.
And I just saw Rap News and Street Politics doing their report card. And so I know what grade you guys got, even though you all don't know.
But with that being said, there is still rules and regulations that somebody that's not gangbanging has to follow. And this is why the grading scale in this video has major differences to it than the grading scale on Bloods, Crips, and Southsiders. And that's the key thing that y'all gotta make sure y'all pay attention to. We can't grade these people like gang members. But there's three major key things in the non-affiliate rubric that we're gonna be using to grade these people on. Number one, not getting involved in gang politics. Minding your business when it comes to this street shit with members out here. That's gonna be the first thing. Number two, could have or could not have implications to number one, but your willingness to turn up, which is where we get the term tuna, a turned up non-affiliate. How willing are you to get cracking when the time comes? Whether it's because you got involved in gang politics or a member is trying to take advantage and test your weakness. And number three, the respect that non-affiliates have from affiliated members. Those are the three things that we're going to be grading everybody on. And we have to stress to y'all that's a lot different than what gang members are held to. But we got a lot of people out here in these LA streets that stick their nose into somebody's business and then tuck their tail. Then we got some who stick their nose in people's business and then stand on it. And we got others who are damn near gang members, stand on the same principles and morals as gang members, just ain't got put on and have free range to kick it with who they want to kick it with. Now, the first non-affiliate we got on the list is somebody that was kind of forced into the lifestyle of being a non-affiliate because he tried his hand at gangbanging and the shit just didn't work out for him. We got Almighty Suspect, former BPS and 9-0 affiliate turned civilian.
You saying blood all day? Do you gangbang? Yeah, f out of here. You ain't from nowhere. Shut up. Stop saying blood. You ain't from nothing. Shut up. Shut up. You're from shit. Shut up. I'm affiliated. I'm affiliated. I'm from nowhere. I don't say blood, clown. Clown.
Your mom raised you.
Clown.
Your mom
My
raised you.
boss.
Your mom raised you.
What your mama
raised
do?
you.
Thank you. Thank you. You're mad. You mad. You mad.
Now, Suspect has found himself in some unfavorable situations in the last couple months. We know as of late, he did go down and posted bond, and he's been real quiet since that situation. But before that, he was doing a lot of popping it to other non-affiliates up at No Jumper. And now some of y'all may say, okay, he was willing to turn up. But when you look closely, I feel like he was willing to turn up with the right people. Now, we spoke previously about a situation where he was banging BPS at one point, and I'm not sure what led up to him getting his put off, but they administered his put off in the jungles. And after that point, he proceeded to kind of hop around different sets in LA. Now, at one point, he told a story about how he hit the county and that he seen some of his enemies while he was from BPS, some neighborhood Crips in the county, one of them being Chico from 9-0. He said he was supposed to get down with Chico and one of his homies. It was supposed to go up. He ended up dodging that fade. And when he got out, ended up being cool with Chico now that he wasn't from BPS no more. And I believe at this time, this is when he converted from the gangbanging to the pimping and taking on that whole persona. But this is one of them instances where he picking and choosing who he was turning up with. We know Chico was full-fledged with the lifestyle, not playing about the neighborhood cripping. So it sounded like Suspect talked his way out of the fade with Chico after they saw themselves again and became cool because he's now denounced BPS and picked up the pimping. So, you know, that's the time when he was flirting with gang politics and being in the mix of street shit. But fast forward to his time on No Jumper, where we see him countless times talking down on gang banging, saying that he never followed rules set by teenagers back in the 70s, like he's above this shit after dropping out. But this is where we see him picking and choosing with Kelpie and Brandon. So we see Kelpie, we see it was nothing for Suspect to go ahead and spit on him and swing on him, rush him, do it right there on camera. Now, I do have questions about how things go down and transpire at No Jumper, because it seems like everything could just be handled in that little parking lot they got when the cameras is cut off. Whatever beef y'all got, just go out there and get it over with. Now, like I said, I don't know what's going on with why that just can't happen, but when we see him bump heads with Brandon, that didn't happen on the first time they met each other, where Suspect talking hella crazy to this dude, but neither one of them was really on anything.
This is what I do. This how I communicate,
I mean,
nigga.
that's
I get
okay,
loud,
but
nigga.
that's okay.
And if you feel a type of way, do something about
I'm just saying you probably
I
did
ain't
it the way
think
you
so,
yelling.
nigga. Shut up.
I feel guilt.
Nigga,
This is like
you
this is
fat
like
turd.
guilt right here.
Shut
This
up.
is
Nigga, you're a fat
what's it
turd.
called? What is it called?
You're a fat
What is it
turd with
called?
this patchy ass beard.
You're
you
aware
50
you're
with
aware
a
of
patchy
that,
ass
yeah.
beard.
I'm
Shave
50.
it.
Okay.
Shut up.
Okay.
So then we see Brandon get bought back and we see it crack off, but we see it crack off in a different way. So we did spit on Brandon. You know, the spitting shit is crazy, but instead of firing on Brandon like he did Kelpie, mind you, Brandon is a lot bigger than Kelpie and he's proclaimed to have some fighting skills under his belt. So instead of Suspect treating him like Kelpie, he produces a weapon. Now I hear Lush always say it's allegations of him producing a weapon. Brandon said he for sure produced it. I believe he produced it because he didn't fire on him and he backed up and looked like he really didn't want to fade. So to me, this looked like some selective non-affiliate politicking. He picking and choosing who he want to get cracking with.
So, but I just caught you one. I just caught you like Jeff. You are guys. Oh, guys, come on. Guys, come on. Oh, chill, guys. Come on. Let's do something. You knew you had a weapon. Let's do something. No weapon. Let's do something. What's going on?
Then we see him turning up on the women, turning up on the female Jalise. Now, to be the pimping, all that arguing and shit with the female, raising your voice to these women, period. That's not pimping. You know, yelling at the females on camera, doing a bunch of extra antics, really just made him look like a buster. I ain't gonna lie. You know, that's where I really started to see like, okay, this dude full of shit. And then he turned around and get on Lush and put out the footage of him punching on Lush. You know, you seeing a pattern with this dude. You punch on Lush, punch on Kelpie. Why you ain't punch on Brandon? Why you ain't punch on Chico? Oh, them dudes is bigger. Them niggas have probably had a way with this little nigga. That nigga was all giggles sitting there with Chico in that Innovators interview looking like Red from Friday. That's that all bark, no bite shit. You're not getting no points for punching on Kelpie and punching on Lush. And we gonna speak on Lush in this video too. But being an aggressor to the weak is not being a turned up non-affiliate. And he's still playing games. And then we also still see him dipping his feet in the gang politics when them niggas from the 6-pack yanked on Frosty chain. He paid them dudes from the 6-pack to wear the chain, film his little music video with it. But them is gang implications behind that. Niggas from East Coast ram somebody from Inglewood family chain, whether you know the nigga from Inglewood family or not. You inserting yourself in street politics, and we ain't seen you take a fade with no members. So this is not what a non-affiliate is supposed to be doing. This is somebody that's trying to play both sides, play like he tough. He still wants some respect in the streets. This is not how you get it. Yelling at females and punching on dudes that really pose no threat. but then you want to produce a blade on a non-affiliate that's just bigger than you. That's crazy. I feel like if he had took the fade with Brandon the first time they met, and then it's allegations of him making refusals behind the walls, not trying to be too much mixed in with them members. And I don't find that too far-fetched, being like I said, he inserted himself into some gang politics with the Inglewood families. Regardless of who you cool with, Frosty is still a member. And I'm pretty sure niggas is gonna have questions about you rocking with neighborhood Crips, getting the Inglewood family chain and rocking it and mocking it in your videos. So with that being said, you already know where we going with this shit. Willingness to turn up, to me, is not what it seems. Picking and choosing who you want to turn up on. Somebody that's denounced gangbanging, still dipping his feet in the gang politics, and affiliated members do not respect this dude. We've seen a lot of real members not having respect for this young dude based on his performance when he was outside in the streets. That's why we got to give Almighty Suspect a F+. We got to give him the plus because he did punch on Kelpie and Lush. So we going to give him that. Now, next up on the list, we got our first true turned up non-affiliate. Somebody who I call the neighborhood Crip liaison. Ralphie the Plug from the Stink Team.
I like foreign whip crash and fucking bitches and getting dope. I don't know about you, but that's the type of shit I like. I like bust down pieces, orange chicken and big low. I don't know about you, but I can do this day and night. I like Glocks, I like Fins, I like Drakes, I keep hold. I don't know about you, but I ain't in jail, ain't finna fight. I don't drink, I don't party, I don't gamble, I'm getting old. Nigga run up on me, then you must don't want your life.
Now, the reason why I call Ralphie the NAC liaison is because Ralphie be with these members. There's a caveat that comes to dipping your feet into some gang politics as a non-affiliate. You got to be willing to take on whatever come with that shit, and we've seen Ralphie do that. But like I said, we've seen Ralphie with them members, from the Harlems to the Coast to the Hunnits. All the young dudes in the Stink Team right now got some heavy East Coast presence. We know the Stink Team has had ties to the 30s, the 40s, and we know Ralphie has participated in a full gang beef with the Stink Team against Bloods out of Inglewood, which all stem from true street situations. Now, contrary to what we heard about Suspect in the county, we heard Ralphie has been known to put it down in the county as a non-affiliate, though. We've heard him participating in many fades with members and non-affiliates. So like I said, if you're going to involve yourself in the gang politics, you got to be willing to take what comes on with it. And that's what we've seen from Ralph. Now, we know after Draco passed, a lot of members fell off the Stink Team, where there was dudes from Swans over there. Money Monk and them fell off. OTM fell off. We're going to get to OTM in this video too, because we didn't drop that dedicated video like we said we was last year, but we got y'all. But we also seen Rimble fall off the Stink Team. We spoke on him many times.
I better get the fuck up out of here, bad. Gotta handle some business. I'll be back later, baby. Get my motherfucking mic hooked up in my car. You know, for real. Shout out to all y'all.
Thank you, Fizzle.
Smooth was good, baby.
Young nigga treating getting bread like some type of sport. I told the dumb bitch I need head, don't fight the force. I said what I said is what I said, don't go back and forth. The devil in my head, I need meds or some type of source. Young nigga treating getting bread like some type of sport. I told the dumb bitch I need head, don't fight the force. I said what I said is what I said, don't go back and forth. The devil in my head, I need meds or some type of source. I told the dumb bitch I need head, don't fight the force. You a no name, a small fry or some type of dork. I remember fresh about the pain and all black forces. Bitch, why you even asking for some dick you can't afford? Fat bitch said she got a low, then I'm Norby. He tryna run a perk out, but I don't talk to informants. I had his baby mama bathe me, then rub me in jerkins. Bitches wanna pay me so she can hug me in person. Bitches had some payments when you come to my sermons. Think about they niggas that's finna die, like was it worth it? She don't give me her money and some head with a purpose. I'm the truth, I can't fuck with a broke bitch, I'm allergic. Young nigga treating getting bread like some type of sport. I told the dumb bitch I need head, don't fight the force. I said what I said is what I said, don't go back and forth. The devil in my head, I need meds or some type of source. Young nigga treating getting bread like some type of sport. I told the dumb bitch I need head, don't fight the force. I said what I said is what I said, don't go back and forth. The devil in my head, I need meds or some type of source.
Young nigga treating getting bread.
Now status Bill Hubble, I bought Lennox Mall for my brothers. Sold your bag, told the cutter, I got it out the field, fuck Russell. Going ass Lori about the paddock, and going ass Jordan, ass dead. Philippe water trying to drown a bitch, just a habit tricking on a bitch. Shit, I'm thinking I'm crippin' a pimp. Shit, I'm cooking up dope like a dump. Shit, like her first gon' sit nigga trim. Shit, I'm floating, I'm out in the blimp. Shit, it look like I'm swimming in glass. Shit, I turn on my bitch cause she bad. Shit, I'm making my ex nigga mad. Shit, they go for that number for man. Real nigga learn them, wearing a bag. Piping a bitch and they never got cash. Turn up the shooters with switches go bad. Stay with some scammers, but no one's for pay. Trapping no rapping, my dog, he fall off. No capping, no bound.